Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Hello and welcome back. Here we are with episode 197 of the best bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show. I can't believe we're 3 shy of 200 now in terms of episodes of this podcast. Absolutely amazing. Just surprising that we've managed to find 197 bits of best bits, really. Anyway, this week in the episode we have male dominance, we have your uses for a nuclear bunker, offending Cornwall and saving electric, the rave scene, and reflecting on that, we have Twitter problems, and we also have buying a village. Settle back and enjoy.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Morning, it's 10 to 7. It is Mark Denholm at breakfast, banging out the anthems on Atom Radio. A man has welcomed a 5th generation of his family into the world. The great-great-grandfather has so far only ever had male descendants, though. Every single one of his children and their children and their children and their children have all so far been boys.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
On eBay right now, with bidding at £1.3 million, you could get yourself something slightly, shall we say, unique. I'm just trying to build up to being able to say it because I've managed it once so far without getting it wrong. It's an 850 square metre apocalypse survival shelter. Yes, twice. It's located in Zantern in the western state of Northern Rhine in Westphalia, and it has 10-foot thick concrete walls, currently up for sale on eBay. I want to know today, imagine if you had your own 850 square metre apocalypse survival shelter, what exactly would you do with it? What would you kit it out with? What would go on there? And what would happen at your nuclear bunker? That's much easier to say than apocalypse survival shelter, isn't it? Nuclear bunker seems much easier to say. Now I can't even say. Anyway, morning Mick, on air at atomradio.co.uk. If you want to fire in with what would happen at yours, Mick says, I would build the ultimate man cave in it. It would have a games room, it would have a home cinema, and it would have a pub. And it would be the ultimate man cave. Well, I'd imagine it would.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Stacey says, as I just heard you mention about Glastonbury selling out within an hour, therefore, if I own this 850 metre apocalypse bunker, I would turn it into a club. A little exclusive club where you could come and DJ. Oh, thanks, Stacey. That's very kind of you. We'll just bang out anthems, eh? We'll bang out anthems all morning long and then all night long in your club. And all my friends can come round as well while you're playing all the tunes. I like that very, very much, Stacey. If I'm honest, that's quite good.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Villagers in Cornwall are not happy. There's a lot of rivalry between Cornish towns and villages, and those on either side of the Camel Trail insisting that their side is the best. Some are now wondering exactly why one major town in the county has now been honoured. You can now hop onto the B&Q website and you can buy a Bodmin Close coupled toilet with standard closed seat. Wow. The comparison even more smelly when they realise it's £70. It is one of the cheapest toilets on sale as well, and it's not one of the highest quality ensuite experiences. It can currently be bought alongside a Bodmin full pedestal basin for just £130 in total, which is quite a good deal, to be fair. Bodmin has a population of around 16,500 people and is the 7th biggest town or city in Cornwall, and is historically important as a former county town. It was the only Cornish settlement to be entered in the Domesday Book. But they're up in arms though, because this somewhat cheap toilet has been named Bodmin Close Coupled Toilet after the area of Bodmin in Cornwall. They're not happy.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Morning. Mark Denholm at breakfast, banging out the anthems, coming round to 16 minutes to 8 o'clock. Welcome to Tuesday. People can change people, we're told. Surprising but true, tequila can be turned into diamonds. Really? Really?
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
6:23, Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. McDonald's is said to be ditching plastic knives and forks. Hang on, they're having paper spoons, knives and forks instead, in a move that could eliminate 858 tonnes of plastic each year I have to say, I'm all for, the looking after things, but the paper straws, they're rubbish. And I thought if you wanted a knife and fork and cutlery, you went to Wimpy rather than McDonald's. I've never been offered cutlery at McDonald's.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
6:45 morning. Welcome to Wednesday. Mark Denholm at breakfast, banging out the anthems on Atom Radio. I hope I find you well as we do Hump Day. Your age doesn't define your maturity. Doesn't in my case anyway. Your grades don't define your intelligence, and rumours don't define who you are. There you are, your first hashtag Wednesday wisdom of the day.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
There are threats of blackouts this winter, and a new app called Equiwatt is going to reward you with vouchers of up to £150 per year to spend at John Lewis and Amazon, or Amazon, if you refrain from using high-consuming appliances like your washing machine and your tumble dryer and your electric car charger during peak times. Octopus Energy and OVO Energy are also paying their customers to curb their energy during peak times. And I want to know today, what would you want as a reward for not using your energy during peak times? And I like this man's style. Morning, Mike. Give me a 50% discount off my electricity bill and I'll happily not use my high-energy appliances during peak time. Well, he's smashed it, hasn't he? He's called it how it is. We're paying more than ever for electric and gas, and then we're told, and there may be blackouts as well. He has absolutely smashed it. A 50% discount off my electric bill, and I'll happily not use my high-energy appliances in peak time. Thank you for your email, Mike. Have a lush Wednesday.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Jennifer Aniston is older than me and looks absolutely amazing. She's done a cover shoot for the Allure magazine. She looks absolutely amazing in this, and yet she's older than me. How can that be fair?
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
9 minutes to 8 o'clock. Morning then. Welcome to Thursday. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. Today is National Vanilla Cupcake Day, and who doesn't like one of those? It's also Sesame Street Day today. And I was talking to my godson the other day, and we were talking about music. Now, he will be 18 next month. And he was talking about rave music, and I thought, how dare you tell the generation that invented rave music about rave music? And I actually played him the Sesame Street from Smarties. And all he could say is, what the hell is this? Sounds like a kids' TV programme. Well, that's because it basically is, isn't it?
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
It's been revealed 94% of people have admitted that they have fallen out with friends over a game of football. Now, it's possibly the most intense in terms of sporting rivalries out of all the sport. In cricket, you sit together no matter who you support, the home team or the away team. In ice hockey, you mingle and there's no crowd segregation. But in football, it is the most intense of rivalries, isn't it? Especially in Manchester and in London and in Liverpool with the close proximity of clubs. I want to know today, though, what is the stupidest thing that you've ever fallen out with a friend over? On air at atomradio.co.uk, how you get in touch on any given day, including today. And morning to Rob. Rob says that he fell out with a lady over her boyfriend. Now, Rob happened to know the boyfriend through a friend of his. And the friend of his had gone to Rob and said that this boyfriend was cheating on Rob's friend that he was with. And Rob thought, do you know what? I should tell her. And Rob did tell her. And she kind of brushed it off, went to the boyfriend, and then came back to Rob and said, he says you're just lying and making it up because you're jealous. And they fell out over it. And sure enough, about 3 months later, they split up anyway, but Rob and his friend have never managed to rebuild their friendship. And he says it's so sad that we fell out and all I was trying to do was do the right thing. Do you know what though, Rob? I think in terms of relationships, the world is full of hard done by people who are just trying to do the right thing. It's such a tricky decision to make.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Streaming from Slough, banging out the anthems. This is Mark Denholm at breakfast, 18 minutes to 9 o'clock. A study found that marrying an older man reduces a woman's lifespan, but marrying a younger man reduces it even more. There we are. Just marry someone your own age then, isn't it? Talking to yourself can also make your brain work more efficiently. What am I doing now? I mean, I'm sat here in a room on my own. I know that I'm talking to you, but I'm sat here in a room all on my own. Effectively, I would say, talking to myself.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Podcast.
6:15 morning then, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio, banging out the anthems on a Friday. I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but a woman appears quite surprised. The seagull has trashed her home after she let it in to try and befriend it. I don't know quite why you think you could let a seagull in and befriend it. I am confused.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Elon Musk's Twitter verification plan backfires with a string of distasteful posts from Tony Blair, O.J. Simpson and Nintendo accounts. It used to be that you had to be an actual genuine thing of worth, a person or an institution of worth to get a verified tick. Now you can just buy one. The only thing is though, if you click on the Twitter verified tick, it will tell you if it's a genuine verified one or if they just paid £7 a month to become verified.
This is Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Managed to get hold of the doctor yesterday and I said, I'm having trouble sleeping. And we spoke for a little while and the doctor said, I think you've got insomnia. And I said, is it serious? And the doctor said, don't worry, there's no cause for alarm. I stole that, by the way, from Silky Smooth Steve. Morning if you are listening. He sometimes does on a Friday. He's such a funny man, he really is.
This is Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
You can buy the village of Salto de Castro in the northwestern region of Spain, a little village with 44 homes, a hotel, a church and a swimming pool for £227,000, just over £250,000 gets you this village, and it is much cheaper than the nuclear bunker that we looked at earlier in the week. So if we club together and we buy ourselves Salto de Castro in northwestern Spain, I will become mayor, and that's not up for debate in any way whatsoever. I want to know though, what job then within our village would you like? As I am mayor, I will obviously be in charge of appointing these jobs. Therefore, what job would you like in our village? On air at atomradio.co.uk this Friday morning, Tracy says, morning Mark, I would like to be head of police for our village, because then I could ensure that all the naughty people are locked up, and should there ever be any protests on the roads in our place, they will definitely be locked up straight away. I like your thinking, Tracy. I think you've got a fast-track pass to being head of police in our little village, Salto de Castro. As soon as we get the £227,000 together, I reckon you've got yourself a job as head of police, Tracy. You know, any protesters that are protesting, certainly against the mayor, I think, should certainly be immediately locked up.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Morning, Tim. Happy Friday, my friend. Tim says, given you say it's got a hotel, can I be the hotel manager? Because I've always loved Fawlty Towers. I love it. I'm imagining it now. You know what? I mean, Fawlty Towers, I absolutely love Fawlty Towers. John Cleese was amazing as Basil Fawlty, and the late great Andrew Sachs as well as Manuel. And there was Basil's wife, and there was Polly as well, Sybil and Polly. And the Major. But the thing is, I don't know that you get away with being a Basil Fawlty type character in 2022. But it sure would be fun trying though, wouldn't it, Tim? And in our little village, if I'm the mayor, no one's really going to tell you off, are they? It'll all be all right, my friend. You could be the hotel manager then. Maybe we could even rename the hotel to Fawlty Towers just to make you feel authentic Basil. What about that? And obviously, with it being in Spain, in Salto de Castro, we could probably get in somebody called Manuel as well. And then we'd just be looking for a Polly and a Sybil. And then we'd have the full set for you, Tim.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Podcast.
You know, when we looked at buying the village, there were a couple that made me think I made wrong job choices, really. We had a vet, because you never see a poor vet, do you? You know, you take your animal in. Have you got insurance? And all the way, cha-ching, they're laughing all the way to the bank. And of course, the other one was a dentist as well. That was another suggestion. And you never ever see a poor dentist either, do you? So yeah, made me think actually about career choices. But it is what it is. And, you know, if I'd been a dentist, I don't suppose I'd be banging out the anthems on Monday morning from 6 a.m. I'd probably, in all fairness, still be in bed at 6 a.m. And the same again if I had been a vet as well. Unless there was some veterinary emergency, I probably would still be in bed. Thank you for your company through episode 197 of the best bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show. We'll give it another crack starting Monday morning, 6 o'clock. If you could be there, I'd love it. atomradio.co.uk, tune in, radio box, streamer, smart speaker, and indeed many ways to listen. All kicks off again live on Monday morning at 6 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you are listening when this comes out. And if you're listening in the week, then enjoy your week, or basically enjoy yourself. Monday morning, 6 a.m. online, on mobile, on smart speaker.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast.
Podcast.